Hello and welcome to All Things Guitar with myself, Andy. This is the first in a series of videos about playing over different chord types. Today we're going to be looking at playing over dominant ninth chords. At the end of the lesson I'll signpost you to my website, which has got a free backing track for this to practice over and a PDF to help you with some of the concepts I'm going to describe. So first off, let's kick off with what is the dominant ninth chord. So on guitar, most people say play a ninth chord, they play this shape. This is a C9. Here I've got C, E, B flat, D and a G there. Harmonically what we've got going on is we've got C being the root, E flat being the major third, G being the fifth, B flat being the flat 7 and D being our ninth. So this chord is often confused with the C add 9 and just to clarify how they're different, here's a C add 9 chord which does have a very different sound to the dominant ninth. A C add 9 doesn't have the flat 7 in, so a C add 9 just has the root C, E the major third, G the fifth, and then the D the ninth. Okay, so just to clarify that in case anyone's confused by those two chords. So the first way we're going to look at is scale-based approach. Firstly using the mixolydian mode. Now the mixolydian mode is the fifth mode of the major scale. Very commonly used in blues and jazz, and it sounds like so. This is C mixolydian. So what we've got going on there, we've got C our root, D the ninth, E major third, F the fourth, G the fifth, A the sixth, B flat the seventh, and the flat 7, and then C taking us back to the octave. Okay, so that's the notes we've got going on there. I'm now going to demonstrate how this could sound over a C9 track. This is just a static backing track with one chord. Okay, so that was a mixolydian mode. Next scale choice. Okay, so it's a slightly different sound. And this is by using the pentatonic built off the 6th degree of the chord you're playing over. So the 6th of C, or C9, is A. So what we're going to do is we're going to use A minor pentatonic, which over a C9 chord will sound like so. Harmonically, this gives us over the C9 chord, A, which is the 6th, C, which is the root, D, which is the ninth, E, which is the 3rd, G, which is the 5th, back to A. So I'll give you some ideas of what this would sound like over the track. I think it creates quite a sweet sound. Here it is. Right, excuse my minor pentatonic needlings, the plague of most of us guitar players. Anyway, that's what a minor pentatonic sounds like over a C9 chord built off the sixth of the C9 chord. Then the next three approaches are all arpeggio based. Now, first obvious way you want to be able to do is outline the changes of a song just playing the chord tones. So a C9 arpeggio, which I would learn personally starting from each chord tone, so you can map it over the neck, which would give you this. Starting on the root, fret 8, C. Starting from the ninth, D, fret 10. Starting from the major third, E. Starting from the fifth, G. Oops, excuse me. And finally starting from the flat 7, B flat, fret 6. These are all on the PDF, by the way. And those will all sound fine. You'll get obviously the root, the ninth, the third, the fifth and the flat 7 repeated. And then that will sound nice and inside and fine. Sometimes you'll find with an arpeggio sort of based approach that you just can't stop starting from the root, or you just gravitate towards the root too much, sometimes called root bias. So there's a couple arpeggio substitutions, or I suppose they're not really substitutions, but different ways of thinking about how to play with this chord that can avoid that. The first way is playing a minor 6 arpeggio over the ninth chord. Now, if you play a minor 6 arpeggio built off the fifth, so the fifth of our C chord is G, we get G minor 6, this chord. Gypsy jazz sort of chord. The notes in this chord happen to be G, B flat, D and E, which is, we've discovered is already notes that are in C9. So the G is the fifth of C, B flat is the flat 7, D is the ninth, E is the major third. So what it gives you a rootless C9 arpeggio effectively, because you're just missing the root. So it means if you play these shapes, you'll outline the chord, but you'll miss the root completely, which will sound like this against the C9 chord. Sounds pretty good. So I've got this again in different positions. So here is starting on the root, starting on the minor third, as in we're thinking in relation to G6, G minor 6 here. Starting from the fifth, D. And finally starting from the sixth, which is the E. Okay, and that's one way. The final way is using an E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. So if you've got a ninth chord, you can use a minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio built off the third. So that's why I said E, so E is our third in our C9 chord. So an E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio chord first sounds like this, and gives you the following notes: E, G, B flat, D. So it gives you E is our major third in relation to the C9, G is the fifth, B flat is flat 7, and D is the ninth. So giving us the same chord tones as we just had in the G minor 6, but starting in a different order from the E. So what we've actually got there is what's called a chord synonym. So we've got two chords which actually contain the same notes. Because of the way they're ordered, they do sound different. Here's G minor 6, E minor 7 flat 5. Okay, just the order that's different, but the notes are the same. So these will work as well. So again, this is what it sounds like against the C9 chord. Now, because they're the same set of notes as the G minor 6, you can just use the same shapes. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 sort of arpeggio, if you like that one. I like using both of those because it just avoids the root bias. I'll play over the track again for one final time with these arpeggios, and then I'll give you some practice suggestions for both the scales and the arpeggios. So here's what a C9 arpeggio sounds like, a G minor 6 and the E minor 7 flat 5 over the backing track. That's all 5 ways I've got for you for playing over dominant ninth chords, all inside sounding ones, so no chromaticism or outside notes. So just wrap up, we had mixolydian mode as our first scale based approach, so C mixolydian. We have the minor pentatonic build of the 6th of the chord you're playing over. In this case for C it was A minor pentatonic. We had C9 arpeggio. We had the G minor 6 and the E minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio also. If you head over to my website, guitarpracticezone.com, I've got the backing track that I was playing over, which is a static C9 backing track, and also a PDF with the shapes for the arpeggios, and goes over the harmony again. And I just finish off by just suggesting a few ways to practice this. In terms of the scales and arpeggios, I'd always first off commit the shapes to memory, then incorporate rhythm, practice them with different rhythms. So you could do, say for instance, the arpeggio as 8th notes, triplets, 16th notes, and so forth. Once you get comfortable with that, you can do different kind of groupings. So do like groups of 4. So that kind of thing. That sounds quite cool. Triplets grouping, so groups of 3. So forth. You could do that with the arpeggios and the scales. Another thing I do just with the scales is play them in intervals. So you could play them as melodic or harmonic intervals. So melodic intervals is where you play one note after another. So if you played the scale in thirds, so I was using C mixolydian there in thirds. That was melodic intervals. Here's harmonic, where you play them together. You could do that with all the different intervals. You could do that, in seconds, which would be some sort of tenths intervals, then thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, octaves, I suppose, as well. And that's a good practice technique. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, then please subscribe, because I'll be uploading more of these. I'll be going through all the different chord types, minor 7 flat 5 chords, major 7, playing minor chords, with similar sort of approaches outlined. As I said, head over to my website, which is guitarpracticezone.com. You can get the backing track and the PDF there. Most importantly, please subscribe, like the video, share it, and if you have any suggestions or questions, anything you'd like me to cover in these videos, then leave me a comment below, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Cheers.